All right, what's up, everybody? And welcome home to the Big Things Coming podcast. This is our third episode. We appreciate y'all coming out tonight. With me is my esteemed panel guest, Jackson Heaton.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man, Atlanta's rock ambassador blessing us tonight. We're going to start it off with the band, Stay Here, because music comes first on this podcast. Here we go. Stay here, everybody.
What's up, Smith's Old Bar? Thank you.
Please make some noise for our drummer, Renee, who's always full of surprises, everybody.
Anyone else been on a podcast before? Oh, well, never mind.
We are all in this together.
We're going to play Crash Landing now. We're just going to blow right through these. Get to the fun stuff.
You know all about blowing.
You're damn right.
Make some noise for Blow In. All right.
Get up for Julian, who's always full of surprises. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thanks.
I wish I felt that way.
Well, everybody, we have one song left. And after us, I think, is it Back to Earth? Are they up next? Give it up for Back to Earth. You know what? No, just make some noise for Back to Earth, the Carolyn and Cascadent. Make some noise for Big Things Coming podcast. Like, get real loud for that shit. Now, When I yell Parker, I want you guys to go boo. Parker!
I don't know. I think you guys shouldn't conform like that to some guy on a stage with a mic. Now, when I say Julian, y'all say boo. Julian! Y'all don't
Just
listen.
failed the test.
This is a new song that we came up with in Julian's basement.
Whoever did that, I'm buying you a drink. That was awesome.
He's not gonna.
Working title is Slow Motion. Boo.
That doesn't seem like it's working. Ready?
I see myself in the mirror, I'm crying out for help. There's bags under my eyes. You've convinced me that I can't do anything right. So I finally walk away. So quick to smother dirt, one man pushed away so far. You say the world's against you, but that's just who you
Thank you so much.
That was our 3 songs. Hell yeah.
Woo! Give it up for Stay Here, people, again. Holy shit, that was sick.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Y'all killed it. While they catch their breath, Jackson, you got any thoughts?
What I look for in up-and-coming bands, and which I've done ever since I became Atlanta's rock ambassador, I look for bands that look like they're having fun, that genuinely look like they're having a good time on stage and they're playing. All of you look like you're having fun. You look like you're enjoying it. Julian, you had a smile on your face in the first song. You had this big, giant smile, and you were just moving around, and you were using the space, and it brought me into the performance, and you guys you were smooth, And I don't care if you miss a note or something. If you look like you're having fun up there, and you were, I was drawn into it. I thought it was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about. Yeah, that funness aspect, you can cover up a lot of flaws just like jumping around.
That's why I smile so much.
There you go.
I hate it.
Distract them from your finger work. That'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I
Parker
first
knows
heard you
about
guys,
my
it was like that 2000s sound. I feel like, did you guys get a lot of influence from that era of music?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Well, I kind of just took that. I thought Parker would join me.
Good job.
I think all of our favorite bands are from that era. You know,
Yeah.
Blink, Sum 41,
Almost
Boxcar
like some
Racer.
Jimmy World, like
We love them,
flair.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when did y'all start as a band?
So me and him have been playing in a band since like high school. So
And you
like,
can tell y'all are
2015.
very connected on
yeah.
stage.
Stay Here has been a band since 2017.
17.
So you started just a couple years before COVID. How, when COVID hit, did that affect Stay Here?
We dropped our record months before it happened. And
Ouch.
we had a yeah.
And
we
like
had
so
a-
many bands, you put out a record that you worked so hard on, and then
Yeah.
bam.
Yeah.
It was weird because we wanted to like do a bunch of like DIY touring, you know, like once that record came out, and we intentionally like didn't tour at all, like in 2019 in preparation
To set it up for the big
for
2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, when I was on my
it
show,
worked out well.
when I was on my show on Rock 100.5, which of course now I'm with 97.1 The River, we were pushing a lot of bands that had just put out albums right before, and then it's like you don't hear about those albums anymore because they weren't able to tour or put it out. So a lot of those albums and a lot of local bands weren't able to survive that. So the fact that y'all did, that's awesome, man. You're killing it.
You can't stop us from rocking, baby.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to give a special shout out to our boy Jonah who's playing bass because we've if those of you who like, may know us, we've cycled through bass players a lot, but Jonah is like the perfect fit, so he's great, and kind of like boosted my morale when he joined our band.
Yeah, you get that like new band energy from the new guy.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to bring in a little fresh
can
He's
blood.
just young, you know. He's got such pretty
He's
eyes.
so
young, and
handsome.
You can
So
mold him to
young.
what you want him to be. I get
Great
it.
smile.
He's
Great
just so
bass player.
young.
No, really good bass player.
I
man.
love
That
how
was
young he is.
I'm
Great.
more of an unpaid intern, really.
We've all been that at some point.
I got to say, y'all's second song, Crash Landing, when I heard that on Spotify, that was stuck in my head for like days.
Hell yeah.
To like an
That's
annoying
awesome.
extent. It was, yeah. That song is catchy as hell.
Yeah, Renee actually wrote that song entirely.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shout out to the drummers. Woo! Drummers can write songs. Who would have thought? Yeah, but like when COVID happened and I guess y'all were planning the DIY tours, did y'all focus to the internet side of like promoting yourself, or you guys not do that like most bands?
Well,
Or?
see, you would think we'd take the time to write a bunch of new music, and we did write some new music, but not as much as we could have. But we just had band practice like every week as if we had a show.
Yeah.
But like we didn't. We were just like hanging out, and then like we we'd practice for like an hour or so,
Yeah, get your
and
chops
just go
up.
through our songs. But like we literally like just met up every week still. So
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much how we survived. I think just like our friendship, is like just may sound kind of corny.
Go friendship.
Well, that-
Go
that-
friendship.
That's
It's-
also
yeah.
about the time we started cycling through bass players, so it was really
Yeah.
just us three for
Yeah.
the entirety of it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to write music without bass.
Oh, I think that's something very much to be said right there. The fact that you still got together and had band practice even during COVID, because
Yeah.
now looking back on it, we know how long it lasted. We really didn't know how long it was going to last at the beginning because
Yeah.
people were saying, oh, stuff's going to open back up, shows are going to be happening, this and that, and then it just kept getting pushed off. So the fact that y'all kept doing it and practicing and staying on top of your game so that, as soon as things did open back up, you'd be ready to go, and there's something to be said about that.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure. And one of the reasons I brought up that like online stuff is I feel like y'all would do so well in like syndication. Like I don't know if y'all have looked into trying to sign yourself up for some of the programs that like will get you in TV and movies, because like it's honestly doable. It's not like some gate kept thing. You can just like put your music on there, and these like people who pick music for shows and stuff, like I feel like would really fuck with y'all's music. Like it is made for, like I could totally see that as like a coming of age, like Crash Landing, like being one of those
Yeah.
montage songs, like of a dude running through the street, like, oh, my parents suck, like, like for real, like it's made for that stuff, and it's like got a wide mass appeal. So I feel like y'all should look into it if you haven't. But yeah, that was like one of my ideas.
Yeah,
so.
send me some links.
Okay. I'm not gonna do the legwork
Yeah,
for
I was
you.
gonna say, Parker, you got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Catch us on the next American Pie movie, guys.
That's exactly like the vibe that I'm thinking.
Honestly,
of.
if you could go back in time, I would have loved for that to have been us and not Blink-182.
Hey man, they fit perfect.
But they killed it,
We'll
though.
find a new one. But yeah, any closing thoughts for him, Jackson?
I think y'all have got a great future. Just keep playing. Y'all have a solid sound, and I love the energy. I love y'all's stage presence. Y'all look like you're having fun. You look like you're enjoying it, and that is half the battle. Is just if you can stand there on stage together and truly enjoy playing together, if you enjoy writing, if you enjoy practicing together, that's going to take you far.
Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that.
One more time for Stay Here, people.
Thank you guys for having us.
Yeah, no problem, man. Up next, we got Back to Earth. Woo! All right, people. We having fun out there tonight? Yeah, we are. Okay. So I'm here with Atlanta's rock ambassador, Jackson Heaton. He's been a radio host in Atlanta for as long as I can remember, and he's honestly been like one of the biggest like representatives of the Atlanta local scene and like helping lift up the local scene, in my opinion, which is why I wanted to have him on here. But yeah, I just wanted to give him some flowers.
Well, you know what you're doing now. This is something that when I started Homebrew, when I had my podcast, I never even thought about this, like having a live podcast while a show was going on. So like to see what I did, what I started, to see it grow in different ways like this. To see you doing this, it makes me so damn proud.
I mean, you gave me like my first radio spot in one of my old bands. Like we like wanted to be on the radio, and you like allowed us because you thought we were good enough, and it was like the coolest thing in the world to hear our music coming through like a car speaker. You know, you never think you like, even if it's for like a local show or something, it's still like a major. It's 99X, like. Yeah. It's like a legit thing, and it like meant the world to us. And like,
well, when I started Homebrew and when I started having bands on my show and all that, the point was there are so many radio hosts that think this is my show. People need to beg, they need to crawl and ask for my love. They need to kiss the ring if they want to be on. I'm like, no. This is an incredible music scene in an incredible city with a very rich history, and I always wanted to be the guy that bands knew were their friend.
Yeah.
I was a radio host. Yeah, I had a show. I had a platform. Yeah. But I always wanted bands that if you had the talent, yes, there was a criteria that you had to have talent to be on Homebrew on my show, but you didn't have to jump through hoops or like I wanted to invite these bands on. I wanted people of Atlanta to hear the music that was in their city that wasn't Disturbed or Slipknot or these bands that you go and pay $100 plus a ticket to go see. I wanted bands of Atlanta to know that, hey, there's an incredible show happening at a local venue that you're going to pay at most $12 to go see.
And they happen like almost every night.
Every night.
I know, it's crazy.
All the time. And that's what I wanted to put out to the listeners of Atlanta. That's why I started Homebrew. And I achieved, I like to think that I achieved that I am a band's, I'm a band's friend.
You were. And like, to us, it was like an attainable, real thing that we could like see results from. Like, people that would never hear us would hear us, or just like, I don't know, some semblance of like, we're doing the right thing. You know what I mean?
And that's what I saw. And I saw so many bands working hard. I saw so many bands putting in the effort. Yeah. So when we started Homebrew on Rock 100.5, it was at 8:30 every weeknight, a band's best song. Yeah. And like, what in the history of Atlanta rock scene or Atlanta radio have you had a local band's song played at a prime time on a weeknight?
I know, it's crazy. That's like the craziest thing.
And the music that we got to hear on Homebrew while it was in existence was legendary. There were so many great bands, and you had different kinds of rock music. You didn't have one particular format. Nope. You'd hear a lighter rock band one week, and then the next week you'd hear a very hard rock band or a metal band.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was saying like last week on the or not last week, last episode, which was a couple weeks ago at this point, but that gatekeepers, like I miss them, as weird as it is to say, like because they did good things, and like gatekeepers like you were doing actually good things. Like people think of this gatekeeper word as like a bad, like it has bad connotation because of the bad people who had that job, ruined it for everybody else. But a lot of them brought really good music to people that like they wouldn't have otherwise heard.
No.
And like I feel like that's what you were doing. You were like one of the good gatekeepers.
Well, like I said, I never wanted it to be like, I wanted it to be band, me.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be me and then the band down here. I never wanted them to think that.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, like, you wouldn't have had a job if they didn't exist, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, all these bands start somewhere, and all these bands are, like, making you a living. Like, music was your living.
And there were so many bands there were a couple bands that got record deals out of being on Homebrew.
Yeah, exactly.
And I would get emails, hey, who was this band? Who was this band that you played on Tuesday night? Who was this band that you played? And the fact that we were getting that kind of feedback on something that was so young. I mean, I think I had Homebrew for 2 years, maybe. And
you never know who's listening, man.
No,
like,
you never know.
You never know.
Pistols at Dawn, one of the bands that I played on Homebrew a lot, they had a great record deal out of Homebrew, and because some record reps had heard them on there.
There you go.
And
it just takes that one time, that one person.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You try and you try, you play and you play, but you can't ever give up because, again, like you said, you never know who's listening. You never know who's hearing your stuff.
It's like that luck meets preparation, right place, right time stuff.
I mean, when I was trying to get on the air with Rock 100.5, I was cutting commercials for the station. I was doing all kinds of commercials. And then I made maybe 300 demos over a year and a half. And then a weekend spot opened up on Rock 100.5, and they gave that to me. So after 300 demos, I finally got a yes.
It takes that work, man. You just got to keep, like, if it's something you really want to do in life, you just got to keep plugging away at it and hear a billion no's. And that's where, like, a lot of musicians get disheartened, is you're going to hear, like, 95% no's in music, and then there's 5% yeses. So if you can't handle that, it's going to be a long road for you. But yeah, man, it's like, so when you were hosting, how much of the actual, like, regular radios, like, music did you get to pick? Or was there none at all? Did they just give you, like, a sheet? You're like, no matter what, you're playing this.
I mean, they do have certain music programmed for a show.
Yeah.
But then we got to play a few things an hour that we wanted to, or we could take requests.
I've always wondered that.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some that's like, set. You're like, all right, this is your playlist for your show. But if you want to take this song out here and put in something that you want to play, if it's in our playlist on the station, you can do that. Or if someone calls up and they're like, hey, I really want to hear this, you can play it because it's all about the listener. So.
Yeah. And for the kids at home, radio is like, imagine a playlist that you don't get to control.
Yeah.
That's what radio was.
Yeah.
It was just a playlist playing in the background, whether or not you're listening. Imagine that. That's crazy.
A lot of politics involved in what you can play on the radio.
Yeah, but like playlisting has completely replaced radio nowadays, and it's like not a good thing. It sucks. It's the same politics though. Like it's still the labels paying to get their bands on, and yeah, it's rough, man. It's weird.
It's fun. It's the greatest thing in the world, though. Anytime I'm live on the radio, whether it was Rock 100.5 or it's 97.1 The River, it's the greatest time in the world. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, we were lucky to have someone like you in the scene, man, to like do that stuff for the scene and inspire stuff like this where like, yeah, you can make a difference if you actually want to make a difference. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It just takes passion and it takes effort.
Yeah, I mean, you can be the change you want to see in the world, all that
be
bullshit.
The change. Oh, baby, be the change.
And BackToEarth, whenever you guys are ready, just shoot me a thumbs up and we'll kick it over to you.
I want to hear it.
Of course, always.
Always waiting on the drummer.
Yeah. You're going to get replaced by a machine pretty soon, dude.
I need them to hear this after the show. Hold on, wait till after the show. I don't want to hear it. That's how getting him out of here.
Oh, we're getting him out of here. Yeah, but yeah, man.
I'll tell you though, Chris, one day I may have to hand over Atlanta's rock ambassador to you.
Yeah, right. I don't have the voice for it. You have
I might
a good
have to
voice.
do it. I might have to do it. I got a second kid on the way, man. I'm not going to be able to do this forever.
I got a face for radio, but a voice for video. I got it all.
I love the drummer's overalls, by the way. Those are nice. Those are nice.
They are killer.
You see how many pockets he has? He doesn't even need that many pockets. That's awesome.
Welcome to Atlanta, baby.
Yo. Hey, yo. I know it's a Monday, but I need to see some fucking movement. Let's go. Oh, yeah.
Good shit. Great shit.
Hi. We're back to Earth. Hi. This next song, I got a little story for you guys. As my skin boiled the summer, that's how my morning started. I went to Dairy Queen looking for ice cream, but nothing was there. It was all fucking melted. Another day we left the furnace burning. How can you say this time I don't know what went wrong?
Give us a second to retune, and then we've got one more for you. Did someone say Freebird? That's so hard. I love Jason. Look at him. Look at him right there. For the record, those overalls, he debuted them tonight. Like this was for the show. Okay, so the last two songs were singles, but this is not a single, but it was off of the album that we released in November. This is Broken Ties.
My skin is tingling right now.
Woo! Back to Earth.
Hello,
I don't know if
hi.
I've landed back on Earth yet.
Let me calm down. Let me calm down a little bit.
Yeah, so while they catch their breath, which I think he needs to, Jackson.
I love screaming. I love screaming.
Oh, sorry. We gotta wait. Act like that didn't happen, crowd.
It did not happen.
This is a little behind the scenes. All right, we're good now. Jackson, while they catch their breath, what you got to say?
I love screaming. God, I love heavy. I love heavy. I am the biggest fan of the heavy ever, and that was electric.
Yeah, you guys are definitely the heaviest band we've had on the podcast yet. But this is like Atlanta's scene, like for real. Like Atlanta's metal scene is like, honestly, I think what we do best. Weirdly, and we show out for metal. Like when metal bands come, like do a tour, they always have to stop in Atlanta because we show out. We have one of the best metal scenes on earth. And like,
Oh my God,
I feel like
yes.
no one gives us the respect for it, but yeah, it's true.
I've been in the scene a little longer than you, Chris, and involved in one of my favorite metal bands, probably my favorite metal band that I've gotten to know in the Atlanta rock scene is Order of the Owl. Have you ever heard of them?
Name rings a bell, for sure, yeah.
Order of the Owl. Check them out. They're phenomenal. And then Mirthless. They played on that stage one time, and I emceed their show. And you guys, I mean, you were. I just heard you for the first time, but you were on your way, like in that echelon of like Atlanta metal and just Atlanta screaming. The energy again. I just love heavy, and I love screaming, and I love the energy that it brings, and it had me in it.
Yeah.
I was in it.
Yeah, you got to bring it. And you guys brought it. That's for sure.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so like in the studio, y'all have more of an experimental sound than I like experienced here tonight, and I was kind of wondering which, because you kind of go a couple different ways in the studio, but I was wondering which way you were gonna go tonight, and yeah.
So like, all of us have like various tastes in music. With I think Jason was the one who got both of these guys into heavy music.
Uh-oh. It's his fault.
And like prior to that, Richie's like taste in music was limited to predominantly like the Strokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was in complete.
And to a certain
like,
extent,
Indian
Cam's was
classic
too.
rock.
So like as time went on, these guys started getting heavier, and I was still like in the Warped Tour like emo sort of phase that I never grew out of.
Yeah.
So with all of that, I was like they pushed for the heavy, I pushed for a little bit of the melodic, and through that we kind of found this like balance in between like hardcore and nu metal.
Okay.
And it wasn't until like a band that we played with maybe back in August like pointed that out. I was like, oh, the nu metal and the hardcore, and then we just kind of started going like, oh, it's nucore. That's what it is now. You know, it's just a mix between the two.
Yeah, there you go. Make up your own genre. That's the way to do it.
When y'all were starting out and getting heavy, who would y'all listen to?
Low, for sure.
Yeah, low is the way to go.
I feel like most people in the scene are kind of turning into a meme as to us being the Loathe band, but like, yeah, I mean, for a while.
We cover Loathe once, and you know. we
Dude,
get
it was
all this
3 times. Shut up.
Okay. But everyone asked for it. Okay.
Hey, if you're gonna cover a band, I mean that's a good one to choose.
But I mean, Jason, like, he's got the fucking Spite hat on right now.
The Spite hat says it all. Yeah, but tonight, I mean, you guys definitely went that raw route that I like. You hear glimpses of in the studio stuff. Like when you guys do the studio stuff, is it like do you have to think about like which direction you're gonna go, like, or is it just coming natural? Like,
it has a lot to do with just the stuff.
Go into the mic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Well, it has a lot to do with just the stuff we're coming up with at the time. It's just like, okay, we have this riff. What kind of direction can we go with this? So, usually we follow it pretty well. We have new stuff we're working on, so keep an eye out for that. You guys are not going to get ready for this one.
I think usually when we go into the studio, I always tell Cam, how can we make this sound more like it would belong on the Shadow the Hedgehog video game soundtrack? So
as
like
niche as possible.
The edgier, the more it makes you want to like brood and look at people like, the better. Like,
yeah, we're wanting a lot more synths. So for the people who hate synths, I'm sorry.
Row.
Lean into the raw. That raw was great.
I really appreciate it,
and the energy was really good.
Thank you. I you know, when it comes down to it, like these guys are the ones who really bring like the heavy. So like I just really work off of what they bring to the table. Cam here is like just a genius with the riffs that he writes. So
Nah, I'm not.
He's being too long. He does so much for this band. We wouldn't, have anything without him.
Yeah, those tones were mean. Whatever, like, drop garbage you're working with. Drop C, drop B, drop A, I don't even know.
He does some crazy,
gross-
weird tuning I've had to learn. I'm like, all right.
I don't know anything about that.
This is getting too much now.
Yeah, Richie, he kind of like when I bring a song ideal to him, he just kind of hates me for it. Because I always do like these weird stretch chords, and he just always hates me for it.
Classic metal guitar.
Yeah.
I was trying to show off the dexterity.
Exactly.
Look how big my hands are.
the thing about Cam, he just kind of does it. Like one day he'll just be like sitting in my garage and he'll be like, dude, I came up with these disgusting chords. This is filthy. And I'm like, look, show me, please.
I will give you all the credit in the world if those X's are tattoos. I will come bow before you right now if those X's are tattoos, because that would be a
commitment.
That would be badass tattoos.
They're not. They're just Sharpie. Eventually, it'll
one
turn
day
into
you should
tattoos.
really think about getting those as tattoos.
Yeah, Jason was saying that earlier to me.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
I swear I was too.
Yeah, you were. You were.
All right, one last thing. Did I hear ice cream melting in one of those lyrics? Because that's pretty much like the most hardcore thing I can think of is like my ice cream melted. I think that's the most metal thing of all time. Honestly.
Funny enough, that line actually comes from something real, and it was that. So like one day I was really sad. So like I did what any sad person would do, and I was like, I want some ice cream.
Of course.
And
Eat
so
your feelings.
I call up Cam, and I'm like, hey. I really wanted that like rolly ice cream. You know the one that I'm talking about? Like it's like flattened out and rolled up.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, hey, let's go find that. We went through so many places, and then we were like, there's nothing. Like all the places were either closed or whatever, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm so tired of this. Let's go to Dairy Queen. And that was like the literal like last location. We get there and they were like, hey, yeah, we're having problems with our ice cream machine. I was like, it's fucking Dairy Queen. Are you serious? So the next like day we had band practice and we were writing the song and I was spitballing lyrics and I was just like, I went to Dairy Queen looking for ice cream, but nothing was there. It was all fucking melted. And at the time, Nico from this band called Big Yellow, shout out Nico. He's out in the audience.
Shout out.
He was in the band. He actually was the one who brought the 32C riff forward. And then he was like, dude, that line is so hard. Keep it in the music. So we wrote the rest of the song around that line.
Yeah, no, good. Okay. I'm glad I noticed it then, because I was like, that is actually the most metal thing I can think of. Like, honestly, ice cream melting. Like, as weird as that is. It's the most hardcore thing on earth.
Ice cream melting.
Yeah, we try.
If you can make ice cream melting metal, then
it's like the happiest thing, and it's like being destroyed in front of your face. And it's like also melting is always like the metal thing, so it's just like perfect.
How do you think it felt that day? It was just, that
There
was
you go.
true defeat.
Little did Dairy Queen know they were going to inspire that.
That Dairy Queen's actually closed now. We actually passed it today, and I was like, dude, that album
Dairy
went
Queen
so
got
hard
shut
it
down.
put Dairy Queen out of business.
Good
So.
riddance. Yeah, but yeah, keep it up, guys. I
Thank
like
you.
what I'm hearing. I like the experimentalness in y'all's sound in the studio. I think you have a million different ways you can go with it, and I'm like pumped to see what you choose. So yeah,
I want you to be my bedtime music.
there you go.
I will gladly.
Just have us as your ringtone,
Just
you
the
know.
screams, like it's like I'm the kind of person that I love like death metal and heavy metal so much that people when people are getting tortured, like they have like just crazy music in a black room, right, and they're being like tortured by this like screamo music. I like that. I put me in a dark room, can't see anything, and just guttural, and I'm like, that'll put me to sleep.
Peace.
It can rev me up and put me to sleep. It's kind of both ways.
Oh, there you go. All right,
I like
back
that
there,
heavy.
people. Let's hear it. Up next, we got the Carolyn.
Carolyn. My boys.
Oh no, we lost a beer. Our cameraman just lost a beer.
Do you know what the
and it's
greatest
sad.
achievement was? Being a dad and a husband. You know what where my sanctuary is?
What's that?
My home gym.
Okay.
My garage gym. It is my sanctuary.
And you're listening to stuff like that in there, I bet.
Oh yeah, I listen to stuff like that. Yes.
Yeah,
And it's
how's the
right.
missus like your music taste?
She puts up with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Her thing is camping, and mine is metal shows. So it's very healthy for a married couple to have certain things they enjoy. She loves camping.
Yeah.
And I love camping too, as long as it's in an Airstream trailer.
Yeah.
She likes like in the dirt, like in the ground.
I'm not a
camping.
huge camper guy. I
And
hate bugs, dude.
and you
Bugs
can't-
are like my thing that I hate.
You couldn't pay me to sleep on the ground.
And I can't like not have bugs when you're camping.
No.
There's no like anti-bug camping.
She convinced me one time when we first started dating, July 4th, we went and there were bugs all in our tent. And I'm like, nope, never again. You're hot and I really like you, but we're never doing this again.
I think I've had like too many traumatic bug experiences like in my childhood, just like having spiders fall on me or like scorpions in my shoes and shit like that.
Well, I'm terrified of spiders, but when I became, when we got married and we moved in together, like I had to be the guy to kill spiders. So even if it's just like a little
That's
spider
my
in the
girlfriend.
corner, she's like, Jackson, are you going to get that? And I'm like having to man up and I'm like, I got this. I
My
got this. Don't
girlfriend
you worry.
kills all the bugs in my house. See, no, legit. I'm like the biggest wimp, and she legit has to kill the bugs. Like I am that guy.
I kill the bugs, but I'm terrified.
I'll
of doing
protect us
it.
from like a home invader, but like a bug, like I can't handle.
Oh, I'm ready for home. If we have a plan for the house. If someone comes in the house, where we'll be,
Yeah.
where we grab the guns and
I have no
everybody's
problem.
position. But when it comes to like if a snake's in the backyard, hell
Yeah,
no.
I would rather like get punched in the face than have to like pick up a cockroach. Like that is legit. Like that is my fear.
There are scarier things with having a baby. Things that you have to do having a baby.
I can't
Trust me.
imagine.
Trust me.
The constant fear.
Spiders will seem like nothing when you have a baby in diapers.
Yeah, so did that happen to you like when you had a kid? Did that like instant like switch turn on where you're just like, I am the man, I have to be the man, I have
The scariest moment of my life is when we were headed home from the hospital. The nurse will bring, walks, like pushes my wife out in the wheelchair. I have our son in his car seat. And she's like, well, here's what you got to do. You got to do this, this, and this, and this. Good luck. And we're like, so we just take him home? And then I'm driving 10 and 2, 5 miles an hour down the highway, and there are cars honking, and I'm flicking them the bird out the window, about ready to get out. I'm like, I've got a newborn baby in the car, and I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, that'll do it. I mean, I can't imagine the fear. Like, I'm already paranoid, and just, like, adding a baby, like, that I have to, no matter what, it's, like, on me if a human lives is, like, wild.
It's
I
terrifying.
Can't imagine.
It's absolutely terrifying. But now my son is about to turn 2 years old, and he's like this little man, and he's got this personality and this attitude, and he looks just like me.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I know, right? I know. I'm like, I wish he would look a little bit more like his mother. Luckily, he got her brains. And, I mean, but he's just so awesome. And now we have a daughter that's going to be born in April. And I'm like, we got her baby room all together. It's got all the pink in it. And I'm like, I never knew I wanted this. And now it's like the coolest thing in the world. I'm welcoming a daughter. And I'm like, I'm going to be a girl. This is the kind of girl dad I'll be. She'll come home from school and be like, Daddy, do you want to have a tea party? And I'll be like, baby girl, it's already set up in the backyard. Let's go.
That's awesome.
We're painting our fingernails and all that.
That's sick.
So dad life is different than when I was just running around with these bands every other night, you know.
I've heard a little bit of the stories you were telling me. A little
I'm going to write a
stories.
book one day about all these stories.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Some of them are not fit for air, but
No, most of them are not.
But we don't have to go there. Oh, yeah, okay. Before I forget, I always forget. The band who won last episode was Equal Creatures. And their trophy is me wearing their shirt on this episode.
And quite a trophy that is.
I know,
Chris.
it's always the lamest trophy. It's not worth it. But they won last episode, Equal Creatures. This is their merch. They were sick. They won episode 2. Who's going to win episode 3?
Well, these guys I've had the fortunate pleasure of having in the Rock 100.5 studio with me.
The Carolyn you're talking about?
Yeah. They were there. We drank some beers.
Yeah, the Carolyn and me go way back.
We caused a little trouble.
The first band I was in Atlanta, House of Now, was fucking with them a little bit. And I don't know how I got hooked up with them, but it was way back in those days.
You know what almost got me fired from Rock 100.5?
What's that?
Was all these bands coming in that I would interview, and we'd all get a little hammered in the interview, and they'd go around playing these signed guitars by legendary artists, and it'd be on video, and I would get called in on one to be like, why is this person we don't know playing the guitar signed by Led Zeppelin?
No.
Not the Carolyn, though.
Who was like your favorite person that you got to interview during those days? Like the biggest, you've had like a ton of huge names that you've gotten to like sit down with, but what was like, I guess your most impressive or your favorite?
My favorite of all time will be Rick Ocasek from the Cars.
Oh, sick. That's so sick. I love the Cars so much.
He had a art gallery showing at Phipps Plaza that night. So we were talking about that and some old Cars stuff. And it was just the most like personal interview. It was like two friends talking. And then at the end of it, he's like, Jackson, I want you to be my special guest tonight at my gallery showing.
Woo!
So I take my brother who's over there, and we go to Phipps Plaza, and we're drinking fancy wine with Rick Ocasek in his VIP room for like almost an hour.
Spoiled.
He's just pouring fancy wine for us, and we're just talking life and rock music. And it was just the coolest experience probably ever.
That's so sick. I'm so jealous.
And then David Coverdale of Whitesnake, because he kept calling me baby the whole time. And then at the end, he's like, it's been fun, but I got to go, sweet prince.
Sweet
And he just kept saying, fuck the whole time. He was, and I could talk all day about my interviews. But.
I love the Cars. The first song I ever played with a band in like 9th grade was Just What I Needed by the Cars.
Yeah.
So as weird as that is.
And then right before my interview with him was one of the last that he did before he died.
Yeah.
So all the radio stations
Rest
around
in
the
peace.
country were playing my interview that I did with him because it was one of the last ones.
That's insane. Just let me know when you guys are good, and we'll kick it over to the Carolyn.
What's this band? The Carol? The Carol?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
This is actually pretty calm. Yeah. Hey.
Is this on? Oh, it's on.
Sounds on. Okay, we're the Carolyn. We're from here. We're going to play some songs. I'm going to try to read them. My set list is written on a sticker. Not my idea. All right, the song's called LBB.
if I know my own lyrics. You've been to meditation, cadence is cautiously, resentful of his resignation. Sorry, forgiven for a chance and comfort, assist of fear and faith. Kept this at a cautious distance, memorized repeat defeat, hostages of hesitation. Sorry, forgot the source of discomfort, a tender tendency. I wrote these words long before I figured out what they mean. I botched all the fondest memories, turned to a reminder of a heartful history. Every conversation carried carelessly.
Thanks.
Thank you. Huh?
I've never figured out the tuning and talking at the same time.
Yeah, it's weird. It's awkward.
It's very strange to me. But luckily our songs are short. I can kill a bunch of time.
Well, that's why we're playing more songs than.
Hell yeah.
I think we're good.
All right, sweet.
Escapes and we try in vain.
to the melody of my decay.
Opened up my heart and found a spiritual void. This is a spiritual world, I'm a material boy. I opened up my heart and found a spiritual void. This is a spiritual world, I'm a material boy.
I've still long enough to rise. I've gathered layers of uncertainty and dust. Still out of reaching, out of time.
It's overwhelming sense of crisis holds me like a trap. You're a massive toxic gasoline. In the end, we're nothing more than an arsonist red train of long winds inbound. Defaults and screams and shouts. Go down.
I'm not faulty without a chance. Too long and little more than a vacant passing glance. I'm sweating with anticipation.
Overwhelming sense of crisis holds me like a trap. Through massive amounts of gasoline. In the end, we're nothing more than an arsonist red train of long winds inbound. Defaults and screams and shouts. Yay!
That was a wrong note to end on, but hell yeah.
All right. Our songs are short. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Unless you want one more. It's the panel's game. It's your world. All right.
We got time?
Time or no? You're not going to hurt my feelings. All right, sweet.
Nine cups of coffee, but my eyelids are still heavy, and my mind is racing too fast to fall asleep. And I force myself into a purgatory of staying up through the night, 'cause I don't trust myself to get out of bed on time. The candle flickers most in the sunrise light, right before his eyes. I want to get him back. I want to make him really jealous, want to make him feel bad. Yeah, I want to get him back. Well, I've tried so many goddamn times to keep my mind and spine aligned, but something persistent pushing me to failure. In routine bouts of trash behavior, candle flickers, most sunrise light, right before it dies. Oh no, heavy eyes don't keep tracking it, I'm surprised. Things fall out, place for you, no arrangements to rotate, move on the road. Heavy eyes keep me stable, keep me bright.
we want to.
Thanks.
Wow. Let's hear it for the Carolyn people. Oh my God, you're spoiling you guys.
I love you.
Y'all are getting spoiled tonight. This is crazy. While they catch their breath, Jackson, any first thoughts?
I've known the Carolyn for several years. Like I said, we interviewed at Rock 100.5 when I was working there for the podcast I had. And I follow a lot of the bands that I've known for years. The way you guys have honed your craft. You sounded great then. The way you sound now, the way you've honed your craft, your stage presence, how on cue y'all are, and the timing.
So tight.
It's just gone next level for y'all.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
It is polished.
Keep going.
He still has the same,
You got more accolades? Bring them on.
You
man.
still have the exact same demeanor.
Oh, shit. I'll work on it.
No,
He won't.
No, y'all
Be
are
a
still
different person.
and y'all are still the exact same people. And to see, like, y'all are playing with Smoking Popes in March, and that's
Yes.
huge.
Yeah.
Huge. But y'all are still the exact same, and y'all are still just awesome guys. And the way you've honed your craft, it's just awesome. And God, that drumming. God, the guitar playing.
This is the best
It's
interview
also
ever.
tight.
Let's just end it here.
Yeah, it's also tight and polished. It's like that road-tested feel.
What
Like,
was the song Decay? Was one of the lines that you sang?
Oh, that song is called 99 Problems, Zero Caveats.
That freaking song.
that whole
God,
album
that
is so
song was
sick.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah, y'all's latest album is killer.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, like he was saying, so polished, so tight, so like doesn't need to be on this podcast because y'all are like the next thing out of Atlanta, like for sure. Like y'all are there. Like you have the tightness, you have the sound, you have the energy, like you have everything. It's just like one little thing that's gonna like push you over the edge to be discovered like worldwide. Because this sound is already blown up. Like the Menzingers like have the sound that everyone loves, and I mean y'all are in the same genre with the same like ability and like talent. So it's just a matter of time. Like y'all don't need to be doing this, and we appreciate it.
This is the nicest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, no, it's
only
sick.
like members of my family who are this kind to me.
Like being this close and like talking with a band like this polished and like good is like crazy. And I don't think like people understand that.
I
like,
know him from the beginning, Chris. Don't sound like
Hey, I knew him back in like what 2018 or something.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
pre-COVID.
I've known him forever. Like before y'all were signed to 59X, right?
59X, correct.
Yeah.
The same numbers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
59.
This is my
I don't know.
7X.
I don't know how they did it, but yeah.
It's like how some people say 0936, some people say 0936.
Yeah, there you go.
824, 824.
So more numbers, but
That's an artist, by the way. 0936. If nobody.
Oh, okay.
911 in emergency.
But yeah, no. When did y'all sign with them exactly? That was like a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, sort of like the impetus of the band was getting involved with our homie Peter at 59X. Yeah. Just
So like,
band
what
started
did
with
that-
him. It's crazy.
What did that change like for y'all? Because a lot of bands that are going to be on this and that are going to be listening to this aren't signed, and like want to know what that's like. Is that still like the way to go? A lot of people will tell you, you don't need to be signed anymore.
Yeah, it's
You're
whatever
your
works for
own
you, man.
thing.
I think
But
what's
yeah.
important is just having like a team.
Yeah.
Like whether it's your bandmates or your comedian friends who drive all the way from Philadelphia to come sing your songs to you.
Woo!
Shout out Katie Rosa.
Support.
Just having people around you that kind of believe in what you're doing,
Yeah.
And you just keep showing up to that, and then
And if
eventually
there
fun
are
things will
bands
happen.
that want to get signed, what's your advice to bands that are looking to get on a label?
Have friends.
I don't know if we have that.
I'm not an authority on fucking
Yeah.
anything. Just keep doing you. Don't worry about getting signed. Just write really good songs. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's like the cliche advice, but it's true. Yeah, people always like want to find a manager, but they're always like, a manager will find you if you're ready. Like if you're good
Sure,
enough, they'll.
How much compared to writing songs and playing do y'all put into your social media?
Oh God, a lot more goes into that than. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. We're all on social media anyway, so it's just easy to post bullshit whenever
And,
we
and
feel
you
like
can
it,
tell the
but-
bands, especially on a local level, the bands that put something into their social media, how often they're putting out posts, versus the bands that haven't put anything out since 2020, since
Yeah.
COVID started.
Right.
And now that y'all are getting like out and about and like getting on festivals and stuff like that, and I saw y'all went to like Germany for like a cruise or something.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. An email to our friend Gunnar Christensen. He just
Y'all got
said,
a lot
yeah.
of homies.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
He just believed in our band. It was like, yeah, I'll put out a record, but you have to come over here. And I was like, fuck, I gotta do a thing. And so we went there, and it was the best 2 weeks of my life. And yeah, it's just hope to go back really soon.
That's sick. And I mean, that's an easy way to get content instead of having to like force it because it's
Sure.
natural. It's like,
Right.
you know,
We're
you're
on the
doing
road,
new
yeah.
things and you're together and you can like, and it's band based. So yeah, that's like easy way to go with content for sure.
Yeah, it's organic, and I mean, I think that's
Exactly.
kind of the thing with content in general. Like, if it feels forced, people are going to notice, even if it's subconsciously. They're going to be like, "This, they did that on purpose." Whereas,
Yeah.
like, if we're just walking around fucking Hamburg, and Katie's filming us, it's like we don't even notice, and it generates it organically. We don't have to put much thought into it.
For sure. Yeah, no, I understand that. It's so hard to get like artists to force themselves onto the internet, but yeah.
Reposting all the shit we all
What do you think, Dave? You reposting anything?
Yeah, drummer, what do you think? You got any thoughts in that drummer brain? Yeah, there you go. Classic. Yeah.
I do like that shirt, though. I'll give you that.
No, but we love it. Yeah, I just wanted to get you here so I could shower you in compliments.
Well, thank you.
It's like-
Can we
it's
do this
insane.
again, like, soon? Because this has been rad.
Yeah,
This is the best
I mean-
Monday out of all Mondays
You
ever.
usually have to pay for therapy like this.
We usually have to pay for bands like this. So like,
My health insurance.
Wait, you're not paying us?
yeah, no.
Oh, delete the
We'll
footage.
talk about that later. No, but yeah, before they get out of here, Jackson, any thoughts for your boys?
As I said, they're just so polished. You guys who just have just stepped it up over the years, and just there's nowhere but up for you guys.
Y'all ain't gonna be
thank you.
talking to us for long, that's for sure. Like, it's happening.
Well,
soon.
I'm a radio host, so I have a better chance.
Well, yeah.
I'm a radio
Big
host.
times like this guy, maybe.
That's
But
right
not me,
attitude.
not us lowlies. Yeah, but yeah, let's give it up one time for the Carolyn. Woo!
Thank you. Thank you. Love you.
Up next, we got Cascadent. All right, just me and you again.
Me
Here we
and
are
you.
again.
No one listening, just me and you. We're talking to walls.
I hope not. I hope not. It's really, I mean, that music, Jesus Christ. The Carolyn fucking, they're so clean, dude.
I mean, it just the flow of it from start to finish.
So clean.
It just, like
There's
you said,
like
there's no
a-
better word to put it than polish. It's
I
just,
know. There's like a different energy when like bands become quote unquote professional, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like hard to put your, because like a band can be tight but still not sound like professional or ready yet.
Like
but
that-
the Carolyn's like so there, it's insane.
That Decay song that I was talking to him about, that is
Yeah.
a song that you feel like you're watching the music video on VH1.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's like being this close and like getting, it's like stupid. Like hearing quality music like that, it's like ridiculous. Just the fact that like, yeah, they're not going to be a local band, quote unquote,
No.
for very long.
No, I mean playing.
And we're going to get lucky on this podcast with a couple bands like that. That still, you know, I can still get a hold of and book. So
the more you grow,
count
man,
your
this,
blessings.
This thing, your podcast, is doing nothing but up. So the more episodes you put out, the more word of mouth you get, the more bands are going to want to be on. That's how I did it with the Scope podcast.
Yeah.
Was just you start out, man. You're on 3. You know how shitty mine was at 3.
No, I mean,
Like yours is 10 times better at 3 than mine was at 3. I can
well, I
promise
had
you.
one before that I learned from a little bit, and then this one, honestly, our team is fucking sick. Like, Ali and Zane keeping this thing together, it helps a lot.
The thing
sound people that we have at all these venues helping us out. So
The thing
it's
that
not just me.
a lot of hosts won't admit, that you and I are man enough to admit, it's more important than people behind the scenes.
Yes.
A lot of the
Yeah.
times they keep it going, that make it work right.
Yeah.
All we do is talk.
Yeah, honestly, I booked it. Like that's about it. And then I talk, and no one even wants to hear that part. I don't even want to do that part. I just have to do it because I made this stupid thing.
No, what you're doing, man, this is huge. This is huge for the scene, and as someone that's been involved for many years, it's just so cool to have been a part of this and still be a part of it. But
I appreciate it.
Like to see you like carrying the torch on it, to like taking it to bigger and better things. That's what it's all about, and that's
Big
how
things
the scene-
coming soon. That's like the whole meme of like why we made the podcast. But yeah, big things coming. Just stay tuned, everybody. But,
we got big
yeah.
things on the way. Big things on the way.
For real. Big things are never on the way. But that's the irony. So if it doesn't work out, we can say that we joked about it first. We were there first.
As you know what you can say, if it doesn't work out, you can just continually, like every 6 months, post something big's coming. Big things coming.
Exactly.
You
That's
got
the whole
name.
point.
You just keep teasing them until they
for
lose
real.
interest.
So like you've been a part of like the culture that was, which was like radio. So like the radio was the thing that brought everyone's music taste onto the same page. And what I fear nowadays is that it's so split and splintered with all these playlists and all these different avenues to hear shit that like the culture of like music is being lost because not everyone's gonna know the same songs.
No.
The only thing that we have that's doing that right now is TikTok. Like honestly, that is making everyone, forcing people to know the same music, you know what I mean? Which is what the radio was doing. It's like, it's honestly forcing everyone onto the same page. And I'm wondering like, did you think about that? Do you think about that? Or like, how do you think we can get back to a cultural center where everyone's forced to listen to the same music again?
It's not possible.
Yeah.
The market is too oversaturated. If you go on TikTok or Instagram or wherever, you're hearing thousands upon thousands of bands. You're constantly introduced to new music, and you may have something you like, but to get everyone on the same page, no, everyone has what they like, and there's just too much out there that people can choose from. And you may have a group of people that like the same music as you do, like the same artist, but you won't get everyone on the same page.
I don't even necessarily mean like they have to like the same shit, but just having everyone hear the same shit.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Because like there were the staples, like MTV was one of the staples that like their top 10, you know.
You talking about where people go to hear the same music?
It was just like cultural centers that everyone would at least know the same music. But nowadays, like people are talking music with each other, and they're all on different algorithms, so they're hearing different stuff. So they don't even like know the same bands as each other anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's nothing that will ever exist like that again.
Yeah, it's
Nothing.
just like I'm wondering if something like a terrestrial radio on like a YouTube could happen. Is that like possible?
Oh yeah.
So like you wouldn't need rights. Like I don't know how the licensing and stuff like that works.
That's beyond my pay grade, and I mean, I guess once that happens, we'll figure it out. But it's possible. But to get if you had like you won't ever have like an MTV or a VH1 where like people are waking up listening to or watching music videos. And
Honestly, I think like that. I think people crave that. I think people want to be together, but like TV failed them so hard by being so bad that like the kids just it was dinosaurs trying to appeal to themselves instead of like keeping up with the kids, and it just died. But I think kids, if they had something that was cool and for them and like of their age, like it's Gen Z, you know, MTV, they would all be on board with it. I just don't think it exists.
It doesn't, and it won't. And that's the hard truth, is that it's just so oversaturated. People are going to all different kind of platforms to hear music. They're not going to one central location, and it's that's just the way it's going to be.
Because I mean, I'm watching the Grammys last night. Did you watch the Grammys? No. I'm still like into that shit, even though I don't like most of the music on there. I just like being informed, I guess. I don't know, and it's like nostalgic.
I heard Tracy Chapman's performance of Fast Car was just phenomenal.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple, her, and I mean, there were a couple moments that were good, but for the most part, it was like...
T-Swift had a great night.
Yeah, no, she cleaned up per usual. But for the most part, it's just like dancing around with, you know, production value. But like, everyone was freaking out about Killer Mike. Speaking of Atlanta stuff, Killer Mike won for best rap album.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I've never even heard of Killer Mike. And
What?
it's like, how?
How have you never heard of Killer Mike?
Well, us Atlanteans, I guess, are different. But the public the rest of the world doesn't know who Killer Mike is, which is insane.
And yet
that blew my mind.
Yeah, they know who some of these like just much lesser people are.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they were all stating like, "Oh, he has the least streams of anyone that was nominated for Best Rap Album," and it's
Isn't
like
that shame like that?
that
that's how
doesn't
you-
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's a critic award. Like, he's a critical darling. So yeah, I don't know. That was crazy to me.
You've got me thinking about that now, about the central place where someone can go to hear.
Well, yeah, I'm wondering like if that's possible because I think it would be really cool to like have a radio station that was like real that people could party to that would get everyone on the same page again, like, but you could do it universally. So like live stream it 24/7 on YouTube or something like that. I don't know if that's possible or not, but I just had that idea and I thought I'd ask the man who was in radio.
I mean,
if that's possible.
Every station like, has a group of people that want to hear that music. Like 97.1 The River,
Yeah.
people want to hear classic rock. So there are listeners of our station that have like groups together online of like 97.1 The River fans. So like if that's what you're talking about, yeah.
No,
But-
yeah, well, I'm thinking more hip, I guess, or newer stuff. But yeah, we can talk about this later.
I just don't see that.
Yeah, I
becoming
just
a-
wanted to know if it was possible. Like, would you have to buy the rights to the music to like play it?
I don't know if we're on the same page about what you're talking about. We're gonna have to
I
talk
don't
about
think
this
so.
more later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk.
You're
off
getting
air.
deep, and I
I'm
want
getting
to.
deep.
I want to dive into
I'm
this
an
more.
idea guy. I gotta have ideas. Gotta let me fly. Just give me a thumbs up whenever you guys are ready, and we'll kick it over to you.
Well, if you thought more about that, that could be something we can think more about.
Check, 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 checkity check. Woo! Just hear more. Check. Checkity check.
Oh yeah.
We're called Cascadent. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Wants
Yes, we are Cascadent. We're going to play a couple more for you.
Okay.
The opposite.
I can scream on this one.
Y'all feeling all right out there, I hope. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You've been wonderful. This last one we're doing is kind of like 2 in 1, but yeah, shut up, just listen. Yeah. These last 2 songs, I love you, Ian. There's Ian Joshua Riley right there. Just he's a big cutie right there. He's man called love, all that goodness. These last 2 songs have come out. This one we're about to play has not. We'd tell you the name about it, but we'd have to kill you.
Mr. Willis.
One more time for Cascadent people. Woo! As they catch their breath, Jackson, first thoughts.
3 words. Complexity made simple.
I don't know if that's simple. That was
No, not simple like that. There's so much going on stage. Y'all make the complexity of everything that's going on stage look so not simple. That's not the meaning. But like y'all do it so well and it's so fluid that the complexity like forms together and like the guitar, the drums, the singing, it all flows and
cohesive. Someone
Jackson, there we go.
Jackson, that's a wonderful compliment. Thank you.
I'm not a wordsmith,
No,
but complexity made simple. Like simple to understand, to enjoy. Like you're not worried about everything different going on stage, and there is a lot going on. It's just the overall sound of the music that it's simple to enjoy. As like someone that if you don't know how to play music or you don't know instruments, it's just and there's so much going on. I love y'all's stage presence and it's just amazing. So it was just the complexity was just so cohesive. Someone said that word. I'm not a wordsmith, but yeah, accessible, whatever. Yeah,
we try really hard, and I think Jonathan can probably speak to that with all the crazy ideas going on in his head to try and make that stuff approachable.
Oh, I just have ADHD, and things just kind of come into place. I guess. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Chris, you had mentioned something earlier about the pandemic and sort of what it brought out of musicians in terms of like they had worked so hard to get to this point and released an album right then, and it just sort of went into this abyss, you know what I mean? And it's super unfortunate. A lot of that happened to a lot of people. For us, it almost had a reverse effect where Jonathan and I were living together at the time, and everything got shut down, and there was this big moment of like, what do we do now?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's sit down and write. And so we kind of all got together with the power of the internet and Guitar Pro, which has been a real interesting tool for us over the last few years. But the kind of ideas that were spawned out of that period have carried over into now, and it's really sort of been a interesting situation for us because we haven't even really seen the fruits of that labor completely come to fruition yet. Can't really
Sick.
tell you fully what that means, but
Okay.
y'all will find out soon.
Cool, cryptic, I love it. No, but progressive music like y'all's, like a lot of that has to be super crafted, you know, in the studio or in your apartment or like together, and it takes like a lot of time to, you know, work out how the parts fit together because it doesn't just. You can't just like write a riff and it's going to lead to the next thing naturally because it's so much time signature differences and key changes and like all sorts of stuff. So like, yeah, I bet that time, you know, really helped like being locked in a room.
Yeah, I literally locked myself in my room, even from my roommates.
He wouldn't come out.
I wouldn't come out, just staying there, stay up like till the sun comes up and just kind of like get obsessed with like certain things and just to flow. As you were saying, you know, to get the riffs into like fruition as a song, to get the next flow and everything. I think it's important for, you know, to have tension and release of whatever you craft in. Doesn't matter what genre of music it is, you know,
For
it's
sure,
good to
yeah.
have that as a big picture in general. So I really appreciate that you kind of notice.
Yeah, I mean,
the little
progressive
detail.
music has always had like a really, I don't know if you guys consider yourself that, but it definitely is proggy. Like that has always had a soft spot in my heart, and I know it like splits rooms and like it'll keep away the casuals, so to speak. You know what I mean? But like, real like musicians are obsessed with it for a reason. It's because it's so technically hard, and it's such like a thing to strive to do as a musician. It's like the pinnacle in terms of like technicality. So like, I guess musicians always have that respect for prog, even if they don't like openly enjoy it. They just do
For
it
sure.
like,
I
alone,
actually
you know
hate,
what I mean?
I hate myself honestly for doing some of the stuff that been coming up with, and I'm just
No.
like, why? I'm just like, why, Jonathan? Why did you do this?
And like I was saying earlier, like the metal scene in Atlanta is really like big and I guess respected, or doesn't get the respect it deserves. But especially the prog scene in Atlanta is like one of the best. And like coming from, or a lot of people think that y'all are going to be the next like prog metal band to come out of Atlanta, following like Callous Cowboys and like Seder.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like
Settle down.
No, I've heard that
Throwing
from
some
like
names around there.
I've heard that from people that I've talked to in the music scene that have mentioned y'all as like the ones that they think are gonna follow the Saders and the Callous Cowboys that are like no longer the local bands. They're they're national acts. They're,
Those
like,
are some
touring.
incredible bands, but a
They're
lot
insane.
of that goes into that.
Yeah.
Shout out people like Corey Batista,
For sure.
Ian
Yeah.
Riley,
Oh my
wherever
God.
he was at. There's a lot that goes into that, and thankfully we've had a lot of people really close to us. Cascadent is a lot more
Yeah.
than just the people
Yeah,
on stage
sure.
here. You know, there's a whole family of people out here. Matt,
I'm trying
Joe,
to get
John
Corey
Mark
on the panel. Like,
There's
Corey's the man.
a whole sort of unit that kind of goes into this over the years, and we've been doing this for a lot of years. So thankfully we've made some friends, if anything. you know?
Yeah, no, the scene is really tight and like helps each other out a lot. Corey Batista, people don't know, that people probably won't know. He's like an insanely talented sound engineer in Atlanta and recording engineer.
Super talented.
Yeah, he's insanely good.
Well, and I think too, between like all of the like, 'cause I mean I think back, 'cause I mean we've been doing, and I think Jonathan and I like I don't know, we've been doing this since like 2016.
Yeah.
And being able to play with Seder and Callous Cowboys
Yeah.
and Challenger Deep and so many other fantastic bands that have taken that next
Yeah.
step too. I think there's just always such like a good camaraderie between everyone.
Yeah. And also like people outside of our genre of music too. We welcome like any type of music that is part of like any bill, and I think it's great, such a loving family of like music in general. So just forever grateful.
The scene's
for
coming
everyone.
back.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
it got away from itself a little bit with COVID. It was amazing before that, and it's coming back. You can feel it. So.
Well, one thing I really want, I want to see you guys on a bigger stage because, like I said, going back to the complexity made simple thing. So I've seen a lot of bands try to do a lot on stage, have a lot going on at one time, and it just doesn't work. You can tell there's just so many different things going on. And to put it into like a bigger music scene sense, if you watch one of my favorite bands in the world, Slipknot, if you watch them on stage, billion things going on at once, right? You got drummers suspended in the air, you got everyone going around, but you don't have to have knowledge of music to enjoy that, all the complexity. It just forms into one show or one sense to where even your casual music fan can enjoy it, can comprehend it, can intake it, and that's what you guys have. The ability to have all this stuff going on and change it up throughout the whole song, and still the cohesiveness of your music overpowers the complexity of all the different things going on stage.
For sure.
And so if I want to see you guys on a bigger stage, to see that energy just even more pour out.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
And I know
If
we
they
will,
keep going, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to move around, and I have a little corner over here. And I'm definitely like trying to go crazy, but
yeah,
and I can tell. I can tell.
It's much better to be on a bigger stage.
Get out there,
I
man.
hit jam once with my guitar.
It's all right. You're a good boy. It's all right.
No, but it is an interesting way to see a band like this technical and this progressive in this kind of atmosphere, because I feel like a lot of people don't get access to that. Most of the time when they're seeing a progressive band like this that is that tight and technical, they're already in the national scene, so they have a ton more room to work with lights and backing tracks and stuff that would support this kind of music. But when you're doing it in the local scene, it's it's out of place, but in a really cool way, where it's you're seeing where these bands come from, the ground roots of it, and it's really sick to see. It's a really rare opportunity to see a band this talented and this progressive in this atmosphere, people, and I don't think you understand or realize that. Also, I wanted to shout out the drummer, doing that shit on that kit that isn't his. That isn't his kit. Imagine if we took his guitar and was moved his frets all over the place and was all right, now play. Because that's what drummers have to do, playing other people's kits.
I mean,
it's not where you're used to it. So
yeah, I will say I love that this is a phenomenal sounding kit.
It's amazing.
But
Yeah.
but exactly, I was.
Yeah, the cymbals are not where they're supposed to be, and
having some moments during that.
No, shout out, because I know how hard that is, especially with music like this. That is extremely stressful in some parts where you're all right, I really hope I don't miss this cymbal right now because I'm about to go for it. But yeah,
I definitely feel very honored to play with such. They let me sing with such talented musicians.
Yeah, not to mention the vocals, which are incredible.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
But yeah, man, I mean, this lineup tonight was just fucking insane.
And we will actually want to give a thank you over to mixing engineer Michaela. Yes. Michaela.
Yeah.
Okay, Kennedy. Shout out.
Insanely good.
We kind of put Michaela in a weird spot just with our shit. So we just want to say thank you because you made us sound very wonderful tonight, and that is not always an easy job. So
yes. Thank you. The unsung heroes of the music industry. The sounds. Yeah, but any closing thoughts on them?
I look forward to seeing where you guys go because you're going to go
Thank you.
big places.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, and shout out to Cascadent.
Thank you all so much.
Shout out to Stay Here. Shout out to BackToEarth. Shout out to the Carolyn.
Bands. Fantastic.
You guys got spoiled with the lineup tonight. Shout out to Jackson Heaton, the fucking ambassador of Atlanta's Rock.
Shout out to Chris and what he's doing here with the Big Things podcast, Big Things Coming podcast. Absolutely huge musical knowledge of the Atlanta rock scene.
Yeah.
Musical IQ out the roof, and I'm honored to be here.
No, we're honored to have you, and I appreciate everyone who came out tonight to support this. This is growing every week. This is bigger than last week. I think we're gonna just keep going, and yeah, I don't know. It's good. Thanks for Smiths, whatever. Yeah. If you're still listening at this point in the episode, definitely fucking subscribe and all that bullshit, because you obviously like it if you've made it this far. And we'll see you guys soon.
And as I always say, a big hand clap for the Atlanta rock scene as a whole.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, the Atlanta rock scene. The Atlanta music scene in general. Thank you. Bye.